Hey everybody, welcome back to Thumb on the Pulse. This is episode 17, believe it or not, of Thumb on the Pulse. We are bringing you news as often as we possibly can. It has been a little while since the last news report, so this one's going to be an extra chunky boy because we got a lot of stuff to report on. Brushing the dust off some old stories and bringing you some new stories with updates, new releases, free games. What? Check it out, guys. We're going to bring that to you right now. As I said before, guys, welcome back to Thumb on the Pulse. We're going to bring you a bunch of new news. I don't know why I love saying new news so much, but it's definitely one of my favorite phrases that we've perpetuated on this channel. To start off with our new news, we do have a little bit of fun Twitch news, perhaps promising Twitch news at least. Twitch and Rolling Stone have officially signed contracts with each other to launch a brand new officially partnered Twitch channel for Rolling Stone called Rolling Stone on Twitch. The channel will feature a variety of content, including music fans, reviews, news in the music world, interviews with musicians, both independent and signed label artists, live performances, which is also going to be kind of cool. We're going to have actual Twitch concerts going on. It's intended to be hosted by Rolling Stones producers Tia Hill and John Weigel as a variety show with original statements and existing franchises happening every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, the live music performances are scheduled to be every Tuesday and Thursday. Guests have already appeared on the channel, including Marcus King, Ted Park, and the Russo brothers. So lots of interesting people lined up for interviews, lots of interesting performances lined up. And again, 2 live performances every week. There should be a huge variety of musicians and different types of music that are going to be showcased with these live performances on Twitch. Super excited for more live music and live concerts on the platform. Next story on the list is some information with some gaming companies. Now, we've done reports on the past with EpicGames, but we've got a couple stories in regards to Epic this week. First and foremost, Fall Guys and Epic have officially built a lovely little partnership. Epic Games has officially purchased Mediatonic and Fortitude Games, both of which are owned by the parent company Tonic Games Group, which is responsible for the biggest game, one of the biggest games of the summer last year, which is Fall Guys. Fall Guys is actually built, interestingly enough, from Unity Game Engine, which is Unreal Game Engine's direct competitor, which again, Unreal Engine is owned by Epic. But despite that, the companies have said that they're going to hopefully build a Fortnite style environment around Fall Guys, featuring things like crossplay amongst all the different platforms, Fall Guys character outfits, all sorts of different partnerships to come from existing Epic partnerships and now the partnership with Fall Guys. Fall Guys will remain available on Steam for the time being, and the developer is still bringing the game to both Xbox and Nintendo Switch platforms as previously planned. Epic and Mediatonic say there are no plans right now to make the game a free-to-play game like Epic did with Rocket League. Epic did later confirm that it plans to make a PC version of Fall Guys available on the Epic Game Store soon, now that they have all the rights and everything to the game. The next bit of Epic news, as promised, we've got an epic amount of Epic news. Terrible joke, I know. We're gonna keep it in there though. Epic and Apple, as we all know, have had their squabbles. The saga dates all the way back to August of 2020 when Apple removed Fortnite from its App Store after Epic added the new payment method that eliminated Apple's 30% fee on a majority of the purchases that Epic and in particular Fortnite were being made. Epic then went ahead and filed a lawsuit against Apple, claiming that the giant company's 30% cut or fee that they were requiring is oppressive and unfair, and it's anti-competitive in the words of Epic. Apple defends itself against Epic's claims, attempting to prove that the App Store prices are absolutely fair and the opposite of anti-competitive. Apple has had a subpoena issued to Valve, the owner of Steam, as part of its attempt to defend against Epic, arguing that certain information that Steam has will be crucial to building the case against Epic, proving that they're not trying to break any laws by charging this fee. Valve isn't necessarily game to help Apple in any particular way. So there has been a little pushback from Valve and Steam in regards to that information that Apple's trying to get. The judge involved in the case, Judge Gonzalez, says the case is significant enough to warrant an in-person trial, believing that certain witnesses are less likely to lie if they're sworn in a physical courtroom. Depending on how COVID goes, we'll see if we get an actual in-person trial with this case, but as it proceeds to this point, it does look like there'll be an in-person trial. On the topic of COVID-19 affecting different business aspects of gaming type industries, Anthem has officially announced that due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions that they've had to make with their business, they have declared that BioWare will officially cease production on Anthem. Although a lot of people, with some announcements made by BioWare and Microsoft, we were all hopeful that Anthem was going to come back with a vengeance in a sort of Destiny 2-like vein, having reported previously that the intention was to revamp the franchise and really try to take a potentially quality product and really show people what it was made of. It just didn't seem possible from the developer's standpoint to put the energy needed into Anthem, as well as titles like Mass Effect and other projects like Dragon Age and the Star Wars Old Republic title that they're still working on and maintaining to this day. To have the resources to work on those games and still have enough talent available to make Anthem what they wanted to make it, it just didn't seem feasible. Again, BioWare is putting a lot of weight on the COVID pandemic, but at the same time, it's very obvious to see that they just had split their resources far too thin. So BioWare has officially declared defeat with Anthem. So to all you Anthem players out there, I can't be sorry enough. This was a title that originally, when it was announced, I was super excited about. And with the announcement of the revamp, I was really hoping to start to get into it. Now we're going to try to rapid fire through some new games and new game news. Again, because I've kind of dropped the ball on reporting the news every week, like we will be doing from now on, so feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Click the bell next to it to get the video notification alerts sent to your phone or any mobile device you may have, so you know when we post the new news videos. But in regards to the games, we do have a lot to go through. First and foremost, Monster Hunter Rise is coming to Switch, and they recently announced that it's also planning on coming to PC early 2022. Monster Hunter Rise's visuals skew closer to traditional handheld Monster Hunter entries, but the developers explained that the game won't be quite as brutally punishing as previous games have been, with a pick up and play type of feel this round. The Nintendo Direct also showed off more of the game's village hub, with a new rampage mission type, saving you the trouble of tracking by bringing monsters to your doorstep. So that should be a little bit more all-encompassing and a little bit more manageable to the everyday player. Kena, Bridge of Spirits, has been one we've featured on the channel already once before. New gameplay and the release date for this game was shown during the PlayStation State of Play that we all watched together previously on the channel. This story is driven by exploration and by a young woman who travels to an abandoned village in search of a sacred mountain shrine. She wanders into an overgrown forest that has an entranced and trapped wandering spirit inside of it known as the Rot. By finding and freeing them, she'll start to gain powerful abilities, she starts to transform the entire world around her, and ultimately she works to lift a curse that's darkened the forgotten village that she's trying to find. Also confirmed, it will be released on PC in the EpicGames store later this year. The release date for Kena is August 24th. Keep an eye out for this one, guys. It's one I intend to give a shot and look to have a lot of fun with. However, the next one I do not intend on trying, and I prefer not to get the poop scared out of me. But if you guys are into that a little bit, maybe, perhaps, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is an upcoming title in the franchise that's currently under development by Steel Wool Studios in collaboration with Scott Cawthorn. The video that we saw reveals that besides some traditional core gameplay elements coming back, the game allows a player to walk around freely in Five Nights at Freddy's, as opposed to being a little bit more stagnant like all of the other installments, essentially becoming the first true free roam Five Nights at Freddy's game. The video reveals a cast of main characters, including Fanny, Vanessa, all four of the glam rock animatronics, the moon animatronic, as well as the physical reveal of an unnamed sun animatronic. The release date is going to be sometime in 2021. The next new game we're going to talk about that's coming out soon is one that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. We purchased the early access to this game on Steam, and I didn't play a lot of it merely because I don't think I'm much of a tester type. But Subnautica Below Zero is finally almost done. After 2 years in early access, Unknown Worlds Entertainment's Subnautica Below Zero is getting a full release on Steam and Epic Games on May 14th. Like its predecessor back in 2018, the game Subnautica Below Zero is going to be a deep sea diving survival sandbox experience on the same planet, Planet 4546b. This new game takes place a full year after the original gameplay's events that occurred, building upon that original story. Also, what's unique about this game compared to the last one is it's not entirely underwater, whereas the original Subnautica took place, I'd say like 90% underwater. Subnautica Below Zero does have what appears to be equal deep sea diving explorations as well as above ground, below freezing winter adventures. So be prepared for the dangers below the sea and in the Arctic on Planet 4546b. I cannot wait to play this, and I'm hoping they adapt it into VR since that might be a new tool on our stream here in the future. Now, we have gotten a lot of news this month. Not only have we gotten PlayStation, Sony State of Play announcements that happened recently, but also a lot of Nintendo Directs that have been happening. Since we've been talking about all those, we might as well also talk about Pokemon news, guys. Coming late 2021, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remakes will hit the scenes. The original story has been faithfully reproduced, and the sense of scale in the original's towns and routes have been carefully preserved in these remakes. Game Freak, traditionally the company responsible for Pokemon games, unfortunately hasn't been assigned to these remakes. ILCA Incorporated is the company that's been charged with the responsibility of remaking these titles. Now, this company hasn't necessarily been involved in any Pokemon titles in the past. However, they were responsible for the Pokemon Home app. They're going to be in charge of the first main series Pokemon game that hasn't been spearheaded by Game Freak Studios. Now, Junichi Masuda, I think I butchered that name, from Game Freak, he has been the director of previous Pokemon titles, and he is kind of overseeing the work done on these two. However, it has kind of struck an odd chord amongst the Pokemon fan community. ILCA Incorporated has made some pretty decent titles in the past, including Ace Combat 7, Nier Automata, and Dragon Quest XI. But we got more in the Pokemon Direct than we really anticipated. Some of us knew this was coming, but Pokemon Snap was also included in the Pokemon Direct announcement. April 30th, 2021. That's the date we all have marked on our calendars. The new Pokemon Snap game is an upcoming first-person simulation video game with rail shooter style gameplay in regards to the mechanics of photography. The Nintendo Direct that specifically featured Pokemon events gave us more of a deep dive look into some of the features, both old and new for the game, and some of the gameplay itself. Examples included some of that railing photography type system that we had mentioned earlier, the picture rating system they're going to include, how the Pokédex works, and a little bit of insight into the photo editing software that's going to be included with the Pokemon Snap game, as well as the online sharing capabilities. Lots of people really enjoyed this game when it originally came out, and as kind of like a pseudo fan of Pokemon and just starting to dive into it, this is one of the games I'm going to look into getting just to kind of learn about the actual Pokemon creatures themselves and kind of where they come from and how they react and what they do and the sounds they make and things like that. Another game that I'm very much looking forward to that I will be getting specifically to learn more lore about Pokemon and the game itself and everything surrounding is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, I have no idea if it's pronounced Arceus or Arceus, but we're going to stick with one right now, and it's Arceus. Find out later if I'm wrong. This game is featuring a way back in time frame with the Pokemon lore in what's known as the Sinnoh region. With the views and the insights that we got with this Nintendo Direct Pokemon edition, it seems like this is going to be an open world game with a lot of similarities to things like Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild. Keeping the Pokemon's core gameplay intact while infusing new actions and RPG elements, this is shaping up to be a big title when it gets released in 2022, I believe. The idea of being able to catch, survey, and research wild Pokemon in a long gone era of the Sinnoh region in order to create and complete the region's first Sinnoh region Pokédex is really, really exciting to a lot of the Pokemon fans that I've been talking to. The starter Pokemon in the game will be Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott, which is a little bizarre from the reactions I've seen from streamers. These three Pokemon have arrived with the professor in the game, who apparently has encountered them during his research and various excursions in various other regions. Those three Pokemon aren't traditionally from the Sinnoh region. He is introducing new Pokemon to this region in the storyline, or at least at this point in the storyline. Again, set to release in 2022. We'll keep you guys posted on all of the news and all the information that comes out about this particular title, because it's one that I in particular am super, super excited about. Speaking of new releases, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. Again, that's on me for being so far behind in the news, but I'm just going to kind of hammer through a list of like 10 titles that are either being newly released in general or newly released to new consoles, new systems, new platforms. Ranch Simulator came out for PC on March 4th. Sir Lovelot came out on PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on March 3rd. Also on March 4th, the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch got the game Kill It With Fire. We have played it on a couple different platforms on stream. Harvest Moon One World came out for the Switch on March 5th. 2 Point Hospital Jumbo Edition, March 5th, was released on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. The Elder Scrolls Online Flames of Ambition, PC and Stadia, received that on March 8th. Apex Legend has officially and finally come out for the Nintendo Switch. That was on March 9th. Go pick it up. Go download it. It's a big file. Make some room. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, came out on March 12th. Kingdoms of Amalur, The Re-Reckoning, came out on Switch on March 16th. Also on March 16th, for PS5, Xbox Series XS, was Monster Truck Championship in the US. Samurai Showdown on March 16th also. Xbox Series X was released. Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse, came out on Switch on March 16th. And in a couple days here, we'll get Marvel's Avengers on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And then Minute of Islands on March 18th for the PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Switch. Woo! We made it. Now moving on to what's going to be my new favorite part of the stream. Every week we do the news. We're going to try to bring you guys an opportunity to play games without paying a dime. This is going to be our free games to get section. Epic Store always is offering a free game, so make sure you're checking that Epic Store every single month. But this month, as of right now, you can pick up Surviving Mars, but pick it up quickly because as of this news report, it's going to be gone in a couple days, and there will be a new title called The Fall. All of these games are worth picking up, especially if you just randomly are getting a hankering to play another game. You can have a list of games that you got for free on the Epic Games Store. PS4 and PS5 has a free to everyone opportunity right now to get Ratchet and Clank, another classic franchise that you can have the original one for free. PlayStation Plus subscribers will be getting access to 4 games in March, including one that we've already played and already downloaded for the stream, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is unbelievable. That's available to download as of March 2nd via PS Plus, as well as a game called Maquette, Remnant from the Ashes, and Farpoint. Maquette is one we've reported on in the news before as well. I will be downloading that one. In fact, I didn't even realize until I just read the news out loud to you that was real life. Also this month, Amazon Prime subscribers can grab free games through their Amazon Prime subscription. Blasphemous, Tengami, Skydrift, Boomerang Fu, and Bomber Crew Deluxe Edition, that kind of rhyme there, all free games to get through Amazon Prime. With Xbox Gold for the month of March, free games available to you are Warface Breakout, that's available till the end of the month. Vala, I think it's VALA, The Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. That's available from March 16th through April 15th. And then a game called Port Royal 3. That's available as of March 16th through the end of the month of 31st. But other than that, those are the free games that we discovered. Always changing. And again, the reason we report this every week is so we can try to bring you fresh news. And we will be bringing you fresh free games every single week from now on. I hope you guys try at least one of them because all of those games I listed are worth a shot. All right, and now for some just general game news, update news, things we felt that were important that we wanted to talk about. We have some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 news. Really, it's just an update to it, coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and the Nintendo Switch this year. This was a game that we were kind of surprised wasn't already intending on being available to the PS5 and Xbox Series X when it came out, because literally when this game came out, there was only a couple months until those new consoles were released. So later this year, you guys will be able to purchase and download or buy hard copies of Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 1 and 2. I've already got mine and it's freaking amazing. More updates to games we own. Phasmophobia just recently did a really big update. They've been updating often lately, which is kind of awesome. Phasmophobia's updates will now allow the AI to follow you around corners. They're going to listen to your voice to follow you instead of just for proximity type situations. The AI will be able to open doors, lockers, and closets, move more often, and generally just chase you to where it last saw you rather than just wandering about randomly amongst whatever environment you're in. Though it now wanders about randomly more often than it used to when it's not chasing you. So that's another update. Generally, the accessibility has also been improved by adding an option to select the difficulty of a contract before playing rather than it just being a random selection. The harder professional difficulty now includes power off by default, as well as not telling you whether the ghost responds to groups. There have also been other major changes to detecting temperatures in rooms, as well as to use the parabolic microphone. Also, I've heard that they've allowed the ability for, once you get killed by the AI, to wander around and haunt your friends a little bit more. So that's a lot of fun too. This game we currently own on Steam, which come to find out is not just the Steam version, but the Steam VR version. So once this guy can figure out how to connect his Steam account to his Oculus 2, we're going to be playing some Phasmophobia in VR on stream, guys. Y'all ready for me to really poop my pants? Also out now, which is something we really wanted to talk about, and I've been just rapidly purchasing as many items as I possibly can, running around and purchasing all the things for this little update that we had. Super Mario Brothers and Animal Crossing have collaborated. With this newest update, you can now get Super Mario Brothers furniture, clothing, special promotional items like floating blocks and blocks on the ground, the question mark blocks, coins, mushrooms, gold flags, all sorts of things. It's been a lot of fun, and I still haven't bought all the items that you're able to get because you can only buy 5 of them at a time. 5 per day is a stupid limit on Mario items. That's just my opinion. Being able to buy all of these in Animal Crossing New Horizons is just another fun way that Nintendo's been able to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Mario. With 33 total new items to buy in the Nook Shop, go check it out. If you haven't touched Animal Crossing in a little while, like me, I just found out it's been 2 months since I've played it very seriously. It's just another new exciting thing. Big benefit to getting some of the Mario products. Some of them do new things. For example, the pipes. You can actually place 2 Mario pipes on either end of your island and travel through the pipes. Animal Crossing just gave us fast travel, y'all. Bazanga! We'll be bringing you new Animal Crossing news next week, according to the chat and my researcher, Eternalfoxfire, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing. So tune in next week to get that information. A super popular title that I just haven't gotten a chance to dabble in at all, Terraria. We've got Terraria news. After a long back and forth of canceling and uncanceling Terraria on the platform Stadia, now you will officially be able to get Terraria on Stadia starting March 18th, 2021. Weird story between Terraria and Stadia, or Google in general, rather. Previously, it was announced that Terraria was going to be canceled on Google. Basically, from what it sounds like, just a bunch of miscommunication between Google and the creators of Terraria. There was an unprompted locking of the Terraria creator's Google account and, by proxy, the YouTube account for Terraria and the creator. Andrew Spink wasn't able to access any of these things for quite some time. Spinks on his own independently spent 3 weeks trying to fix the problem at hand, and then eventually, just by dealing with customer service representatives and Google in general, got fed up with it and went public on his Twitter account saying, "I can take this no other way than you deciding to burn this bridge," he said on February 8th. "Consider it burned. Terraria for Google Stadia is canceled. My company will no longer support any of your platforms moving forward." However, after a month of back and forth between the company and the creator, as well as the entire Stadia team and some Google representatives, the account that Andrew Spinks was complaining about has been fully restored, which means that he kind of went back on his word a little bit and has restored Terraria back on Stadia. So that's kind of where we are today with that story. Was available, and then it wasn't available. Seems like things have been solved, and you should be able to get that game on Stadia if you so choose. More news on more games we love. Fortnite did just launch Chapter 2, Season 6, and it was a lot of fun. We haven't dived too far into it yet, but we've experienced tons of new weapons, tons of new gameplay opportunities like hunting wild animals, new AI that tend to disappear and reappear and are aggro, so they just come at you out of nowhere. We've got new sets on the map, including similar areas that have been affected by this explosion that seemed to have happened in the cutscene that came before the new season, as well as old areas that have been completely transformed into more like primal, native to the land type huts and decoration. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of pew pews in. It's just been a really good time. If you're a Fortnite fan or a Lara Croft fan for that matter, because she's part of the new Battle Pass, check out Fortnite. It seems to be kind of turning a corner and really kind of stepping it up a notch this season. I'm really, really excited. Genshin Impact is the next one we're going to talk about. There is a huge update that happens today, I believe, or at least has happened already, but the festival begins today. This is the Invitation to Windbloom. So many things are going to happen in Genshin Impact, and I'm a little bit behind on Genshin, being that I wasn't super involved in the last event that happened, but this is version 1.4 of Genshin Impact. There's going to be hangout events that include the characters Barbara, Noelle, Chongyun, and Bennett. There's going to be a Wish event. The Windborn Bard Venti is going to be available. Harmless Sweetie, Sucrose, Wolf Boy Razor, Chivalric, Blossom Noel, all sorts of new stuff that you can get from the Wishing. The Wishing is something I'm still a little bit unfamiliar as well. There's so many different variants involved in Genshin Impact. You're going to get daily login events. Outland Gastronomy, going to have the opportunity for more Primo Gems and more through that. We're going to get new weapons that are going to be introduced. The Windborn Blossom event itself is going to have an opportunity to unlock a new weapon, earn intertwined fates, and other opportunities. The event will also have 3 mini games: archery, rhythm, and gliding, then a main mini game that you play 3 levels of on smaller maps and make it to the end of the trial, kind of with a Fall Guys mini game, competitive knockout type mentality to it. Completing this gives you ballots for buying rewards in the future, both for single player and multiplayer gameplay. New bosses, the Abyss Herald and the Oceanid, I think was how we pronounced it. Defeating those gives you a new pet character, which is also going to be super exciting. The pet is going to be freaking adorable. New character for 1.4 is a 4-star character, Rosaria. She is a nun assassin with a pole arm. Holy crap. I don't even know if I got half of that right, but there's so much to go over that I was so overwhelmed. Just download it. Just start playing. If you guys haven't tried Genshin Impact yet and you're an RPG fan, you're any sort of anime fan, you're any sort of open world, in-depth gameplay fan with just fast pace, quick satisfaction, try Genshin Impact. We're in version 1.4 right now, and version 1.5 should be coming out around April 28th. Going back, talking about Fall Guys a little bit, not only has Fall Guys been purchased by Epic, but now we have season 4, babies. This is going to be a definite 90s, early 80s, mid 80s, early 90s type feel to it. Futuristic season 4 trailer hints at a potential Among Us collaboration. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. March 22nd is when season 4 officially starts. We're going to get anti-gravity fields, guy-sized pinball walls, a retractable bridge type mechanism. Those are just some of the new features and new obstacles that are going to be featured in the new season. There's going to be 7 new stages in this new season. I am so glad that we started picking up this game little by little again. It is so fun. Fall Guys is drawing its style from kind of like a Marty McFly future fashion type feel to it. 4041 is the official title of this season 4. The lineup is going to have just super neon, glow jackets, spandex, all sorts of stuff. So again, if you love that 80s vibe and you're digging this Fall Guys game, come check it out with me. Come play with me sometime. Last but not least, we've got news in the Among Us realm. Again, talking a little bit about Fall Guys and the Among Us collaboration. I'll hit on that at the end. But Among Us is constantly updating and trying to bring the updates that it's promised, as well as new elements to the game. Right now, the biggest one they've made, though, is a quick chat option. This is available to all players, but specifically is targeted to kind of the younger audience via like 13 and younger type players. Players now have to enter their age during the game, and those registered as under 13 will only be able to use this quick chat option as opposed to be able to freely type. Idea is to try to eliminate some harassment and some, racism type things, eliminate a lot of the hate that can happen in free chat when there's young eyes on it. It's a standard chat wheel for a little bit easier, faster, and safer options for younger players to still be able to communicate with all players. The small patch that brought us this wheel update also included a note from Innersloth acknowledging that people are waiting for a big update and they're really sorry they haven't delivered that news yet. They know they've been a little bit quiet on their end, but they've been focused on working on getting things out to you quickly. In the future, there definitely appears to be more updates coming, so intend on expecting more regular developer updates from the developers themselves. Now, with this futuristic season 4 Fall Guys, and some pretty intriguing and interesting tweets that have come out. A lot of people are speculating that there's going to be some sort of collaboration here. Now, what the collaboration is still yet to be seen. However, Fall Guys' Twitter account did make a statement on March 11th stating very cryptically who among Us is excited for our trailer announcement on Monday. And then later in the month, before they release season 4 information, they again tweeted on March 16th saying, Fall Guys, Among Us, Beans Together Strong. Epic just bought Fall Guys. Do you think Epic's interested in buying Among Us as well? Do you think Mediatonic is going to set an example for smaller independent developers and Innersloth is going to take heed, take the funding that Epic has to offer potentially? We'll see. That's just one of the speculations I have. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every single time we do the news and report on Thumb on the Pulse. This is the information that we've gotten throughout the week, throughout the month, with my main researcher, Eternalfoxfire, putting her thumb on the pulse and bringing you all this awesome information. You guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your afternoon, morning, or evening. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you really enjoyed things and want to enjoy future content that we put out on this channel. My name's Thumbspazm. This has been Thumb on the Pulse, and I will see you beautiful beans next time. Adios, guys. Yeah. Right. This is where we're going to be. This is how we're going to start the news today. Still a little bubbly gutted. You know, whatever. What are we going to do? Cool. Cool, cool, cool.